Great to see you both here. Thank you for joining. I'm very excited to show the world a little bit about what we've been doing together. And yeah, maybe you can start just with a quick introduction of who you are and what you've been doing, and then also a little bit about NFT Pal before we dive right into it.
Yeah, so NFT Pal, I was a dev. I was helping a bunch of projects with with their minting NFTs on Cardano, and a common thread actually that I found was that a lot of people think about the minting platform and stuff, and there's Nmaker is a great platform for minting, um, and one of the issues actually that I found was a lot of artists and creators had trouble actually just coming up with the collection itself. Like, how do you produce a collection of, like, let's say 10,000 NFTs or 5,000 NFTs? Make sure that the metadata is correct. Make sure that all of them are unique. You don't have any duplicates. How do you, like, kind of look into see all the traits that you've created? It's actually takes a lot of time, and it's like an iterative process, I think, a lot of times. And if you're doing that through code, I think a lot of um, creators today are using code, or they're using a developer to help them. But I find that loop is a very kind of long loop where you're kind of just uh, constantly tweaking things and then regenerating all your images and trying. And also, a lot of times it takes a lot of coding know-how. So after going through a bunch of those projects, I talked to my buddy Miro, and we decided to create this platform that is basically a no-code solution to creating these kinds of projects, where someone it's can just come in, like, you have the artwork ready, you just kind of drag and drop stuff, and you can create your whole collection just on a web page. No downloads, nothing. It's just a simple web page you go to, and you can create your whole collection, and go from there. And we've done it so that we can easily integrate with Nmaker, and that's kind of the demo that we have planned for you today.
Cool. Yeah. So and maybe to add to that, the first time we actually met was at CNFTCon, right? So
Yes,
I,
yeah.
I went up to your booth and I saw what you were doing, and I was immediately drawn to it because I think it's a great product that solves a lot of problems for creators that want to launch their NFT collections. NFT Maker, or Nmaker rather, is all about basically making NFTs accessible to everyone, and that's both on the customer side, on the people that buy the NFTs and mint the NFTs, but it also has to be on the creator side, right? You need to make it as easy as possible to launch your own NFT collection, to create your own NFTs, and we're very much focused on like the technology and the actual minting and the blockchain blockchain connection, but we're not so much focused on the creation of the images, right? And that's kind of where you come in. So I'm extremely happy about this, and I'm extremely happy that we are partnering, and I think this will be a very fruitful partnership. And yeah, and Miro is back. Welcome back, Miro. So
Likewise,
I
yeah.
think I think we should actually just go ahead and jump right into it and show the viewers a little bit of what NFT Pal is and how it works. And I think whoever of you wants to do that, you should be able to share your screen here. Yeah, so basically, NFT Pal is a separate service developed by Ryan and Miro. And what we've decided to do is we've decided to work together closely to basically enable a perfect workflow from NFT Pal to Nmaker Studio, so that you can go in there, create your NFTs, click on upload to Nmaker Studio, and that's it. And it's right in there. So it will not be a direct part of Nmaker Studio. It's still a separate product and it's a separate team, and it doesn't belong to Nmaker in any way. But we want to bring the projects as closely together as possible, because we think that it can benefit everyone who wants to use it.
This is NFT Pal. When you go into NFT Pal, it's a browser-based. It's basically a completely browser-based web application. When you go into projects, what you can do is you can create a new project. I'm going to show you this really quick. So you can create an empty project, or you can start with a demo project. I think Miro had a better setup. But what I'm going to do is I'll create a demo, and what it does is it kind of gives you like a base to play with, just to understand the product and how it works. And if you've created an NFT collection before, you'll be a little bit familiar with this. So The name of this project is called a Mean project demo. We had a project called Means. It was our first NFT project. And so we kind of, in honor of that, decided to make our demo project part of this as well. If you go into this, you can see that it's very similar to Photoshop. You have layers and you have like the images within each layer. So in this example, there's two characters. Let me just actually just focus on one for now. You can see that there's, like you have like your background, you have the body, hair, pants. So this character is composed of many different layers, and each layer has many images within it. You can see on the top left, there's like a preview image. And if you wanted to, for example, just move things around, like I could move the background up here. You can layer things pretty much as you would in any kind of like image editing software like Photoshop or something, where you can layer things in, and you can
And
see
if I
the preview
can,
what it looks like.
if
Yeah,
I can just jump in there, you saw, as Ryan dragged the background around and sort of put it in the wrong spot, and then some assets look like they disappeared. It's because the background was now covering them. Um, but
yeah,
that's one of the features here. So that preview is just updating as you do it. It's something we've built to be as intuitive as possible. And one of those things was just to constantly let you see what the changes are as you work on the project. So as you're uploading, as you create new layers, as you're adding new images to them, as you're reordering things, you kind of see a preview of what your NFT is going to look like.
right. Yeah, and then within each of these, like you can see, there's the different images. There's like a blue. This guy has a blue T-shirt, a tan T-shirt, a white T-shirt. Um, you can adjust. So you can name it whatever you like. I'll just change this to like blue, and each image has a rarity weight associated with it. So this is how you control how rare or how often something shows up in your collection. Like actually, for the sake of it, let me put this down to like 2. And you can see the numbers displayed here. Um, I'll just change that one for now. And so what you would do is you'd set up your whole project. In this case, I had a demo project, but if you wanted to, you could have, you would have your own images. You would just literally just drag and drop into this box over here, and it would take all your images and display it in this layering system. So just give me a second. So once you have all that stuff, I'm going to make the preview a little bit bigger. And the second step here is once you've kind of like set everything up, you can go into this config screen. You can set your image width, your image height. You can call this like, actually, let me just call this Nmaker. This is your NFT name, the prefix that goes before your NFT. And then you can put in like a specific happy. I'll do that. The next screen here is the collection. So once you've actually inputted all your stuff, you can see it generates the collection of all the images that you've, in our case, if I go here, let me just quickly show you this. There's 50 NFTs created for Joe and 50 NFTs created for Jane. So you have a total of 100 NFTs. If I click on the collection preview, you can see it's created a combination of all the different layers that you've put together and all the combinations, the hair, the shirts, the shorts. And on the left, it shows you the percentage that it worked out for each of your traits. If I click on one of these, like this one, for example, it shows you the attributes associated with that specific NFT. So you can see that NFT Pal kind of does all the hard work for you. You literally just drag and drop your images. You give it some kind of criteria. And by the way, I'm just going over some very high level stuff. There's a lot more to it. I'm just showing kind of like the main points. Um, you would just bring your images, drag and drop stuff, and then it creates all the combinations for you. One interesting thing actually that maybe I should just point out here is, if you recall, I had set the strength for the blue shirt, like I had toned it down all the way to 2. So if you look at the collection preview, you can see the numbers that were generated. Like you can see the white T-shirt has 23 items, the tan has 23 here as well, but the blue shirt has only 4 because you kind of dial that down, and that kind of affects how, like I was saying, how often or rare something is. Um,
If you want,
am I
Ryan, you can
missing anything,
also.
Miro? Like, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say you could show by the organized by attributes if you wanted to show that real fast.
Right. Yeah, if you want to see all your attributes, how like it shows the number of attributes that were generated for each of your, I guess the traits or attributes, whatever you call them, and then the percentage of each of them. Um, you can organize it by that or by layers. One feature that we have also is if you just wanted to like work out all your how each thing looks, there's even an export to CSV, because that just lets you kind of see. There's a filtering on the left, but you could also kind of just put it into an Excel file, and you can see exactly all the different traits and attributes associated with your NFT collection. So let's say you're happy with all of this now. Like the next step, we have an integration with Nmaker, and this, if you click on this here, it says, okay, are you ready to upload to Nmaker? And we've made it super simple because the only two pieces of information you need are, I'm going to go over to the Nmaker test site. I've actually created a project inside Nmaker called Nmaker Birthday. And I've not really done anything special with this. I just created a template project. The only two pieces of information you need are an API key. And in Nmaker, if you click on Manage API keys, you can get it from here, the API keys. And the second piece of information is your project unique identifier, which is this number here. So I'm just going to paste this in to NFT Pal. I'll put in the project unique identifier. And the API key, I just got to grab that. So once you have that, it's ready to upload to Nmaker. So I'm going to just go ahead and click on upload. And what NFT Pal is doing right now is it's taking all your source images and it's generating the full resolution images and sending it to Nmaker. If you go to the preview, for example, this is really fast and snappy because this is just a preview image. It's not the full resolution image. But if we go to the upload now, it's actually generating the full resolution images and sending it to Nmaker. And if I go over to Nmaker right now, I can show you that in this project, let me just go. If you click on Manage Tokens, you can see the images coming through. It's uploading each of the NFTs to your project. And if I go to, let's say, show metadata, the metadata for your project, everything is kind of filled out for you. I don't know if, let me click on just see if the image shows up right now. This is being pinned to
might take some
IPFS, so
time.
sometimes, yeah, there might be sometimes a bit of a delay when it's being pinned to IPFS. And you can see there's a progress bar here showing how many images have been uploaded so far. In the
So
past,
honestly,
it's done it pretty fast. I'm not sure if I'm streaming and there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, but
yeah, I think it's the streaming. But honestly, in my opinion, this is absolutely incredible. Because to recap, what you're doing here is you're literally like creating new images out of different layers in NFT Pal. And while you're creating them, you're immediately uploading them to Nmaker Studio, which means that you're like after this, you are basically able to sell those NFTs in like, I don't know, 30 seconds if you want to.
yeah.
You only have to set a price and that's it. And to me, that's really, bringing the whole user experience of creating NFTs to a whole new level because it's so simple, right? And we're really
Yeah,
we will be
absolutely.
integrating this as tightly as possible into Nmaker so that people can go to Nmaker and basically to NFT Pal and then just create their stuff and then be able to start their sales in no time without having to code a single line of code, right? Write a single line of code, I guess, and without having to know anything about all the stuff that is going on in the background. That's really what it's about for us, to just make the entry barrier as low as possible.
Yeah, just to
Yeah,
add to
absolutely.
that, we're focusing on the collection creation part, like the actual art organization and the metadata, kind of everything you would do before you upload it to Nmaker. And our experience is built around the idea that you might iterate a little bit, you might do some quality control as you're creating your project and fine tuning. So these steps that Ryan went through, he went through it pretty fast there, but you might do a little bit of back and forth between some of these pages in NFT Pal. That said, if you had everything already sorted out, with this integration with Nmaker, you could go from you just have the art to you have a fully ready project ready for sale, in under an hour. That's what this experience will let you do.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
That's amazing.
And in this example, the last step, you can see once it's finished uploading to Nmaker, you can pretty much then go to Nmaker and then do, set up your whitelist, set up your get your pay links and everything. You can see it's actually uploaded I had 100 NFTs and it's actually uploaded all of them with just a click of a button. And actually, I can see some of the preview images and stuff are coming through. Like this one is Nmaker 001. If I click on this now, maybe it should show up here. There you go. Yeah, and you can see within your collection preview, this is your image one, and that's your actual fully your full resolution image on Nmaker. So you can actually make sure like your collection looks good. You can filter everything. You can see all your traits, everything before you even upload to Nmaker. And once you're ready, it's all there and it's good to go.
Super cool. I'm as I mentioned, a big fan just in general. So I'm very glad that we can work together and that we can bring this to the community. And I think a lot of people will really enjoy using NFT Pal. I have one question here in the chat actually from Ayanet. She asked what image formats are allowed to import.
Right now, it's just PNG, but we are planning on implementing some other formats soon because PNG is the most popular one for creating layers and everything like that.
Makes sense. Yeah,
So
that makes a lot of sense.
And we're very keen to get feedback on the project. So once we make this live, put it in people's hands. There are various things that we think are important and that maybe we should be implementing next. But we're definitely looking to hear back from the community, and we'll jump on whatever is most important to people.
Yep, I think that's basically how we do stuff as well at Nmaker. That we ship things fast and then hear the feedback from the community and iterate on that and try to make things better as with like actual feedback from users. That's always the best thing to do in my opinion.